Welcome to Ignorance Unleashed with your host, Salvatore Cavalieri.
Hey. So Catholics around the world were very, very happy because finally we elected a new Pope. It was yesterday. It was a great event, and actually it was quite surprising. So let me put this image from a Peruvian newspaper, and we'll show that briefly. So there you go. León XIV pidió unidad y justicia en su última entrevista en Chiclayo. Ok, muy bien. Entonces, let's go to English now. So, this Pope, he grew inside the church by being in Peru. So much so that this Pope has spent quite a lot of years in Peru, over 20 years. So for me, it's very important to mention this. I am very happy about it. My wife is Peruvian, of course, and I was delighted to see that he was elected. Okay, of course, I didn't know much about him. Then I read his biography. It's quite impressive. And this man, when he was elected, when the news came out initially of the Pope, I was shocked to see that he was American. He was born in Chicago, this man, okay? But at a very young age, while he was in the 30s, he went to Peru, and he lived in a very remote areas of Peru. Then he was like in three parts in Peru, like in three stages. And all three stages of his stay in Peru were during very complicated times during the 80s, 90s, the Peru was in a terrible recession. Inflation was in the thousands percent. I don't want to quote exactly what it was. There was the first government of Garcia. There was a president, Garcia, very populist guy. And also terrorism. There were bombs in Lima and bombs in all the major cities. The leftist terrorists of Sendero Luminoso, Shining Path, were creating a lot of destruction in Peru. And this man was the priest there. He grew through the ranks, and he was promoted. So while other people was running away from Peru and left the country to the United States, and so many Peruvians, just leaving the hyperinflation and leaving behind the terrorism and the assassinations from the communists, this man chose to go back there. So to me, this Pope is more Peruvian than anything else, really. Okay? So this is a Peruvian Pope because he did something really noble. I was even more shocked. See, when we are born, we don't choose where we get born. If we were born in Caracas, like my case, I didn't choose it. My parents were there, and I was born in Venezuela. This guy, this Pope, this great man, he was born in Chicago. Okay? But his career, his lifetime, his achievements, how he grew through the ranks of the very complicated and bureaucratic Catholic Church was through his amazing accomplishments in Peru, helping the poor, helping the needy, helping the people that have the least voice, especially when Peru was going through dictatorships, some of them elected publicly, and then became dictators, and really nasty times. So this guy, he didn't run from the fire. He went in the direction of the fire being shot, hypothetically, right? So this man, León XIV, Leon XIV, great name, by the way, he was in three parts of Peru. He was in the north, Chiclayo. It was a small town. I don't remember the name. And then he ended up, of course, being obispo, archbishop, I think is mentioned. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but anyway, high position. And he did all that he did. So his accomplishments, his successes, his helping. The moment he was elected, right after 30 minutes, my wife's phone got inundated with pictures of him in Peru. There's tons of people that we know that they are friends, that they are Catholic, and they have, they've been living in Peru for years, and they've been in contact with this good man. There is even pictures of him with water kind of half of his ankle after natural disasters in Peru, and he is there getting wet and getting dirty and getting things done. Oh my God, what an amazing surprise this was. Very good surprise. So this guy, in my heart, is Peruvian more than American. Okay? I was surprised when he spoke also in a very clear Spanish, of course, Italian as well. Okay? But the Spanish was very good. And look what he said. He thanked his community of Chiclayo. He didn't thank anybody in Chicago. And surprisingly enough, he did not speak in English. I was hoping for him to speak in clear English. He didn't. So clearly his heart, for what it shows, it is a deep connection to the Peruvian people. I have been to Peru so many times. Of course, I'm married with a Peruvian over almost 25 years. And I have to say that the people in Peru are very warm, very nice. Oh my God, they're super nice people. Okay, even when they don't have anything to feed you or very, very limited resources, they're really warm people. Of course, he felt like home. And even after, bombs and terrorism and the damn communists trying to, take over the government and, of course, eliminate the church, okay, because communists don't get along with any religion, okay, and this guy went for it, okay? So he may be American by birth, but he is, in my heart, in the heart of millions of people, this man is Peruvian. And let me tell you something else that which is not being covered in the American press much. They're saying there's American. He's from Chicago. In 2015, he chose to be a Peruvian citizen. So there is pictures here, and this is one of the economic newspapers of Peru, El Comercio. There is actually a picture somewhere of his identification card, the Peruvian identification card. Now, tell me something. When we are born, we don't pick the place where we're gonna be born. I mean, our parents pick on that, and we're born, in whatever country in the world. But when we chose to be citizen of a place is because we have a connection to the country, a purpose to the country, and a thankfulness, a warm thankfulness to the country. This man is Peruvian, and this is a Peruvian Pope, actually, more than American and anything else. And he didn't even speak in English. when he was right there in St. Peter's Square, meeting for the first time the thousands of people that were cheering, jumping, and surprised because he was an American by birth. So with that said, you could be born anywhere, but then you become a citizen of the place that goes attached to your heart. Where do you feel more connected? With that said, I'm not going to get into politics, but look at that. A lot of kids come from all over the world. Moms deliver the kid here, and then the kids go back to whatever country in the planet. Okay? To me, that's not an American, really. He was born in America, but, by legality. But his heart, this kid's heart, belongs to whatever the country, typically where he grows up, where he or she develops into an adult, typically. Okay, now, there are people that get connected to different countries in different ways. Some people are born here in the United States, they're connected to the United States 100%, that's it. Okay, but this gentleman, by what he said, he didn't speak in English, and he thanked Peru, he thanked Chiclayo. It is because his heart is there. Okay, surprisingly good. So I am very, very happy for this. He's a young pope, 69 years old. So he has plenty of years ahead, and couldn't be someone more complete in education, in experience, in languages that he can communicate. Couldn't be better. So I wish him very well. I wish him the best for all of us. I wish him that he can really bring a little bit more sobriety to the world that is very flashy and fake that we're living in. All these things posted online, flashing this, flashing that, flashing that, and then the soul is empty. Okay. Also for the people, the needy people, the people that don't have resources or education, hopefully he makes that bridge. He talks about a bridge too. He makes that bridge where the wealthy, instead of flashing their expensive watches and purses, really take those people out of poverty into something more fitting for humanity and for their decency. I am sure that a lot of people that they are poor and needy, they just don't want to be there, but just don't know how. Okay, I hope this man does that, especially, by being from the United States also has some advantages. I don't know how the president is going to have to deal with an American Pope. That's going to be very interesting. So there is a lot of good stuff coming in and very interesting thing. I hope he's a man that he can shake the tree a little bit of bureaucracy and in the church and the people that we need the church for spiritual resurgence. We feel the connection and we grow in that, and we can fight and convince those ateos, those people who don't believe in God, that they should fill their heart with more love than anything else. Okay, so by following the teachings of course, Jesus Christ, and of course, God. What a great thing. Felicidades al Papa León XIV, que es peruano también.